Morning typists, it's Lindsey on fraud on the sixth floor. I've got a rather protracted piece of work which, if there's any problems, if you give me a ring on 2236, I'll try and clarify there and then. What I've got is, first of all, a covering letter to a summary of an action plan that needs to be implemented. It's in Times New Roman size 12. It's addressed to all OFI managers from Lindsey, Bucknell. Leave the date open, and then the header I'll have subject, action, timing. The subject is OFI Working Practices Report. The action is for implementation, and the timing is immediate. Numbered paragraph 1. The management controls, checks and working practices report produced several recommendations for future standard working practices and secure procedures. The report has been made available for consultation, and an action plan has now been drawn up for implementation of the accepted recommendations. Number paragraph 2. A copy of the action plan is attached, and the purpose of this minute is to summarise the agreed actions. The summary identifies the managers who are now required to make arrangements to implement the recommendations which were contained within the report. Copies of the full report were made available on each command, and where they are not held, team managers should obtain a copy from their command manager. Numbered paragraph 3. The report links closely with the management checklist and the communications report, which are also now in circulation, which require all units to operate standard forms, letters and checking procedures. Number paragraph 4. Any problems identified with the operation of these new procedures should be referred in the first instance to command managers and raised at the SMT. Signed, George Mackle. If we can now go on to the summary on a separate sheet, please. If we can head it OFI Working Practices Report, Summary of the Action Plan. New line, headed Recommendations to be implemented by team managers. Paragraph, and then we'll just have a list which will say recommendation. I'll give you a paragraph number, and then I'll say the issue. So the first one is paragraph 3.1, tab, the issue is incoming post. And there's two subparagraphs to that one. Subparagraph 1 is secure post receipt arrangements, and subparagraph 2 is correct recording of valuables EF271/EF272. New line, and the reference being paragraph 3.3, and the issue being staff clubs. New line, paragraph 3.4, tab to the issue which is mobile phone accounts. And there are two subparagraphs to that one. One is full checking of mobile phone accounts, and subparagraph 2 is a record of officers responsible for phones when pooled arrangements are used. Stop. New line, paragraph 3.5, tab, the issue is key records. New line, paragraph 3.6, tab, the issue is FF300s, brackets, receipt pads, close brackets, and there's two subparagraphs to that. Subparagraph 1 is FF300s are the only method of providing a receipt for an IOP to be used. Stop. And the second subparagraph are the relevant checks should be carried out on the use and custody of receipt pads. Stop. New line, paragraph 3.7. The issue is petty cash. And this is one subparagraph. Where petty cash is held, proper authorisation and receipts must be obtained for items purchased. Stop. Petty cash must only be used for items under £50 value. Stop. New line, paragraph reference 3.8, and the issue is PID control, and the subparagraph there is managers must ensure that PIDs are issue controlled and checked correctly. Stop. PIDs must be retained securely by staff at all times. Stop. Where inappropriate use of PIDs is identified, these must, underlined, be reported as security breaches. Stop. New line, paragraph 3.9, and the issue is identity cards and wallets, and the subparagraph is a local record to record both the photo cards and the numbered wallets must be retained and checked annually. Stop. New line, paragraph reference 3.10, the issue is driving licenses. An annual check of all driving licenses must be made and a record retained. Stop. New line, paragraph 3.11, the issue is private vehicle insurance. As with driving licenses, an annual check of private vehicle insurance, brackets, where staff claim for using their own vehicles, close brackets, must be made and a record held. Stop. New line, paragraph 3.12, official vehicles, and then in the subparagraph is new instructions from transport section must be adhered to. Stop. New line, paragraph 3.12, and the issue is cross-checking the vehicle log and form MR303, and the subparagraph is a weekly check of the vehicle usage and the official visits undertaken as recorded on the MR303 must be made by line managers. Stop. New line, paragraph 3.12, and the issue is checks on official mileage. Stop. And the subparagraph is that as well as a check of the vehicle log, a physical check of the mileometer on vehicles must be made at least twice a year. Stop. Paragraph 3.13, the issue is purchasing and supply. New instructions have been issued which involve the capital C, capital A, capital T section in Leeds. Stop. Purchasing has been centralised to single points within each command and a national purchasing contracts manager brackets Peter Ridley close brackets has been appointed. Stop. Instructions on revised purchasing procedures will follow. Stop. New line, paragraph 3.14, issue equipment, and the first subparagraph is as above. New instructions will be issued regarding coordinated approach to new equipment. Stop. Second subparagraph is that the asset tracker minimum value should be £100 except for items of intrinsic value. Stop. The third subparagraph is consumable items such as videotapes, photographic film and cassette tapes must be subject to a stock control register. Stop. Fourth subparagraph, team managers should ensure that a system of accounting for the whereabouts of all pooled equipment is in operation and that records can identify whom and where items were last used by. Stop. Next subparagraph is the manager's checklist indicates that there are physical checks against the records held and the equipment to be conducted at both 3 monthly and 6 monthly stages. New line, paragraph 3.16. The issue is obstrat, OP, capital O, capital P, capital S, capital T, R, checks. And the first subparagraph is that full documentation must be in place to support all obstrat checks and traces.